7 minutes. That's all it took for Tiffany Henyard to be out as the Democratic nominee for Thornton Township Supervisor. And she left here this.
You didn't run none of this the right way. Illegal.
The township is at the heart of a political storm as Tiffany Henyard, the embattled mayor of Dalton and current township supervisor, struggles to maintain her grip on power. Her career is unraveling amidst a flurry of lawsuits, accusations, and dramatic confrontations. The turmoil surrounding her has drawn the attention of both supporters and critics, with legal battles intensifying, fiery public meetings becoming spectacles, and allegations of voter suppression and corruption taking center stage. The unfolding drama in this small Illinois township has all the makings of a political thriller.
Last month, the judge issued a temporary restraining order blocking her from making those appointments without approval from.
The story took a dramatic turn when Henyard failed to secure the Democratic nomination for Thornton Township Supervisor during a rare caucus held earlier this month. The caucus, which replaced the traditional primary election, saw Illinois State Senator and Thornton Township Democratic Committeeman Napoleon Harris emerge as the Democratic nominee. Henyard's name was notably absent from the ballot, as her slate lacked one crucial position as certified assessor. This technicality disqualified her from participating, leaving her enraged and accusing Harris of orchestrating an unfair process to block her candidacy. "You didn't run none of this the right way," Henyard was heard saying as she confronted Harris after the caucus illegal Napoleon. The heated exchange set the stage for what followed, a flurry of accusations, legal challenges, and public rallies as Henyard vowed to fight back. She and her allies have claimed the caucus was rigged, alleging voter suppression and manipulation of the venue to prevent her supporters from participating. Henyard's team highlighted videos and eyewitness accounts showing her supporters, including seniors, being left out in the cold, while Harris's backers were allegedly allowed to fill the venue.
Our security firm, we made sure they had wands, and we also told our board to come upstairs due to the fact they had several ways to exit out of.
Harris, however, dismissed these claims, insisting that the caucus followed all legal procedures and was conducted fairly. People in Thornton Township may be new to caucuses because they haven't had them in a while, but this has been the tradition in many other townships around the state. He explained. His attorney, Burton Odelson, echoed this, stating that Henyard's accusations lacked merit and would not stand up in court. Nevertheless, Henyard remains defiant, filing a lawsuit against Harris and the Democratic caucus, vowing to expose what she described as a fraudulent process.
There is a new legal battle brewing in Dalton between the mayor and some village trustees.
As Virginia Waldrop explains, it has a lot to do with 2 meetings held earlier.
At the heart of the controversy is the decision to hold a caucus instead of a primary election, a move that has not been seen in Thornton Township in decades. Critics argue that the shift to a caucus was a calculated strategy by Harris and his allies to consolidate power and exclude Henyard from the race. "If they could beat me, they would have gone to the polls." Henyard expressed her concerns in an interview before the caucus, but her detractors paint a very different picture, accusing her of hypocrisy and misconduct. As mayor of Dalton and supervisor of Thornton Township, Henyard has been embroiled in a series of scandals, ranging from allegations of lavish spending to claims of financial mismanagement. A preliminary investigation by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot into Dalton's finances revealed a dramatic decline in the village's general fund balance, dropping from over $5 million in 2022 to a deficit of more than $3 million by May 2024. The report also uncovered questionable use of the village's credit card, with Henyard allegedly charging tens of thousands of dollars on purchases from retailers like Amazon and Wayfair. One particularly shocking expense included a $43,000 charge on Amazon in a single day.
I took steps to correct those things that the Attorney General required. And so we believe that for that reason, the meeting was supposed to have.
Henyard's critics argue that her financial mismanagement extends beyond Dalton to Thornton Township, where she has been accused of using taxpayer funds for personal gain. Her lavish lifestyle, which includes personal stylists and makeup artists, has sparked outrage among residents who struggle with a median income far below her combined salary of nearly $300,000 per year. Many feel she is living in luxury while they are just trying to make ends meet. The anger among residents isn't solely about Henyard's spending, it's also about what they see as neglect of the community's basic needs. Both Thornton Township and Dalton have been plagued by deteriorating infrastructure, rising crime rates, and underfunded public services, leading many to question whether taxpayer money is being spent responsibly. One resident pointed out that driving through Dalton each day serves as a stark reminder of the mayor's priorities. The roads are crumbling, streetlights are out, yet Henyard is flying first class and hiring makeup artists. They argue this does nothing to help the people who voted for her. These frustrations often boil over at public meetings where residents demand accountability and transparency, though their concerns have largely gone unanswered. Reports emerged during the caucus alleging that Henyard used township buses to transport her supporters, a move her opponents argue was an unethical use of public funds. To make matters worse, many of the buses arrived late, leaving her supporters stranded outside in freezing temperatures. This misstep led one voter to question her ability to manage effectively, suggesting that if she couldn't even organize her own campaign, she shouldn't be trusted with running an entire township. Henyard's political rival, Harris, seized on this as yet another example of her lack of leadership and planning skills.
My two trustees, Trustee Andrew Holmes and Trustee Stan Brown.
Tension surrounding Henyard has been further fueled by the growing perception that she governs through intimidation. Several township employees have anonymously reported feeling pressured to support her campaigns or face the risk of losing their jobs. Allegations of favoritism and fear tactics have deepened the divide between her administration and the community. One former employee described an environment where loyalty to Henyard was prioritized over doing what's right for the residents. These claims of a toxic workplace culture are now being linked to her financial scandals, contributing to the image of an administration increasingly out of touch with its constituents. The scandals don't end there. Henyard's tenure as mayor has been marked by allegations of abuse of power, including claims that she weaponized police raids against businesses that refused to donate to her events. In one case, a Dalton-based business owner accused Henyard of retaliation after he declined to contribute to a civic event. Shortly thereafter, his business was raided and his license was revoked. Similar raids were reported at multiple local bars, with owners alleging political harassment. Critics argue that these actions are part of a broader pattern of intimidation and corruption under Henyard's leadership.
But you don't even have a sense to even look in our face. But you rather just steal our money and do what you want to do.
Henyard's leadership style has sparked significant controversy. Former Dalton Police Chief Robert Collins accused her of diverting police resources for her personal security, leaving fewer officers available to patrol the streets. She likes the thought of being surrounded by police officers. It makes her feel important, Dalton trustee Brittany Norwood said. Despite these mounting scandals, Henyard remains defiant, insisting that she is the victim of a political smear campaign. "They're attacking me because I'm a strong black woman in power," she proclaimed during a recent township board meeting. Her rhetoric has resonated with some supporters who see her as a trailblazer fighting against entrenched political interests. However, even among her supporters, cracks are starting to show. Allegations of financial impropriety and mismanagement have raised questions about her ability to lead. Her cancer charity, for instance, has come under scrutiny for failing to disclose how it spends its funds. The Illinois Attorney General's office has warned the charity to cease operations until it complies with state regulations. Critics argue that this is just the latest example of Henyard's disregard for accountability and transparency.
Only community that in order to get a business license or a liquor license, you need a...
As the legal battles unfold, the stakes are high for both Henyard and her opponents. If she loses her lawsuit against Harris and the Democratic caucus, her only remaining path to staying on the ballot for Thornton Township Supervisor would be as a write-in candidate, a challenging uphill battle in any election. Meanwhile, her re-election campaign for Dalton mayor faces significant hurdles, with rivals leveraging her scandals to galvanize opposition. Trustee Jason House, one of her challengers, has pledged to restore integrity to Dalton's leadership, a message that seems to be gaining traction among frustrated residents.
At 6, embattled Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard is mounting a re-election bid. Henyard made the announcement in a post on her Facebook page. Right now, Henyard is currently under investigation over her handling of Dalton Village finances. Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is leading the investigation into Henyard, and back in August found the Dalton Village General Fund had a negative balance.
The public reaction to Henyard's saga has been one of outrage, disbelief, and exhaustion. Social media has been flooded with comments from residents and observers, many of whom are calling for her resignation or even